This is a 1963 Studebaker Lark, and this is quite special. The Rise of the Lark, this is a promotional thing that would have been sent to dealers to help train their salespeople in selling the Lark. It has a 45 RPM record on the front here that I guess has some, well, you can see and hear the Rise of the Lark. It basically a thing that goes through all the different information about the Lark, and even has some stuff in the back about some questions and all sorts of super cool things to help you sell the Lark, well, back when the Lark was being sold. Now today we're going to actually be scanning in this book and recording the record, so we have all that made available. I really couldn't find any information about this online. The only reference I could find to this online was this listing on Discogs for the record that's in that thing, though it's listed as having nobody having it and 2 people wanting it and never sold. So, well, they're not very common. This is the only reference to this thing that I can find anywhere. Now we're going to go ahead and archive this record. As you can see, I have this camera on a tripod. Over here I have my laptop set up to record the audio. So we're going to let this thing sit here. I'm going to record the actual video, record the audio directly from the record player, no speakers, so we get the highest quality, well, audio that I can personally record.
Studebaker presents The Rise of the Lark, a story of opportunity for Studebaker dealers and dealer salesmen from coast to coast. Place the booklet that comes with this record in front of you with the cover open. Then each time you hear a tone like this, turn the page. Now, when the first tone sounds, turn page number 1 of the booklet and join us in The Rise of the Lark. Ready? Here we go. Here's Mr. S.A. Skillman, Vice President and General Sales Manager of Studebaker, with a personal message for you. Mr. Skillman.
I don't have to tell you that the Lark is flying high. You helped make the sales that contributed to this accomplishment. More Studebaker cars were delivered at retail in the first 5 months of 1959 than we delivered in all of 1958. That's right. In the entire calendar year of 1958, Studebaker retail deliveries totaled 52,488 cars. And by May 20th, this year, retail deliveries had passed the 56,000 mark. You can see for yourself how sales are up. Deliveries for the 5-month period this year are more than 3 times those of last year during the same period. Equally important, Studebaker's share of the market is growing spectacularly. We've moved from less than 1% of total registrations last year to more than 2% share of market today. We are confident that we will achieve an even larger share of the market by the end of this year, a market penetration which will give us a firm foothold for future growth. Our market analysts are convinced that the Lark-size car, the smaller, convenience-size American car, will reach a 10% share of the market this year. And another important percentage of total auto registrations are small foreign cars, whose owners are or will be prospects for the smaller American car. The key question is, what does this mean to you and your dealership? Personally, I'm convinced that whether you are a Studebaker dealer or a Studebaker salesman, these summer months ahead offer you unlimited opportunity. Opportunity to increase your sales, your profits, and your net incomes. If you've been dreaming about having a swimming pool, this is the year to make that dream come true. If your wife's been dreaming about mink, this is the year you can earn it for her. If you've been hoping to travel abroad, this is the year you can make that wish come true. If you've been worried about the cost of college for your youngsters, this is the year you can start their educational nest egg. That's right. This is the year of the Lark, the time to acquire the luxuries you've always wanted, to lay the foundation for future progress. This is the year to rise and shine with the Lark, to increase your sales, profit, and income. And now we'd like to tell you a little about what Studebaker dealers and dealer salesmen are doing and how they're doing it.
Hello there. This is Jim Adams at Studebaker headquarters here in South Bend. We've asked a cross-section of aggressive Lark dealers from coast to coast to phone us with the key information on their 10-day reports. While we're waiting for the first call, let's look at the board showing Lark's increased share of market for the first 3 months of this year, compared with the same period last year. Just look at these figures. Arizona, California, Georgia, Ohio, and Oregon, all of them up more than 300%. And look at District of Columbia, up 411%. South Carolina, up 467%. And Utah, up 550%. And look at the national overall performance for the first 3 months of '59. Studebaker's share of the market has increased 275%.
Mr. Adams' office? Yes, he is. Just a moment. Jim, a report from your Kentucky dealer.
Hello there. What's the good news in Kentucky?
Hi there, Jimmy boy. Just wanted to tell you that we've moved 26 Studebakers this month. Gives us better than 7% share of our market this year. Pretty good for a little old dealership like we got. Man, that Lark is hot. Well, I was just saying to the boys that this year we're going to...
Jim, there's a call from New Mexico.
Thanks. Hi, old buddy. How you doing?
Real good this month, and especially this last 10-day period. We've sold 120 Studebakers since the first of the year. As near as I can figure, we've got about 6.5% of the market here in our county.
Good.
But I'll let you worry about share of market. It's the profit that I'm interested in. I've got some lean years to make up for, and it looks like this is the year that I can do it.
It's that downstate Illinois dealer, Jim. He sounds excited.
Jim Adams speaking.
Hi, Jim. You asked me to call you with a tally, and here it is. We've moved 138 Studebakers so far this year. That's through the last 10-day period.
Nice going. That must have helped boost your share of the market.
You bet. We figure better than 7% for the first quarter, and in April it looks like we went over 10%, and we're still going up. I'm telling you, Jim, that Lark is a pleasure to sell.
I've checked the other information you gave me, Jim. In every case, there's an improvement.
That's right. Any way you look at it, Studebaker's really going places this year. Studebaker dealers report steadily increasing sales. Registrations show we have a steadily increasing share of the market. And here's more evidence. Last year, 22 out of every 100 trade-ins taken were Chevy, Ford, or Plymouth. This year, in April, May, and early June, the figure is almost 40 out of every 100 cars. In fact, Studebaker dealers and dealer salesmen report that they sell more cars to Chevy, Ford, and Plymouth owners than they do to Studebaker owners. This means they not only sell former Studebaker owners, they're also getting a bigger percentage of the Big Three market. Virtually every Studebaker dealer does a good job selling the Lark. But sales of some dealers, like Ron McAllister, are really setting records. That's why we've asked Ron to tell us how he does it, to give us a sample of the way he presents the Lark to prospects.
Turn the record, won't you? And listen to Ron McAllister's presentation of the product features of the Lark. Keep your booklet open at the same page until you hear the bell on the other side of the record.
Hello there, I'm Ron McAllister, a Studebaker dealer for 12 years, and I'd like to tell you about the Studebaker Lark, a car that is setting sales records from coast to coast. When the bell sounds, turn the page. Ready? For the past several years, survey after survey has indicated that car buyers want an American-built, convenient-sized car that's comfortable, easy to drive, and economical to buy and operate. Studebaker decided to build that car. Its market research people made their own intensive surveys of customer preferences. Then Studebaker engineers and designers started work building a car to fit the specifications which American car buyers themselves set up. The answer is the Lark. Its full-size passenger compartment seats 6 people comfortably, with more headroom and legroom than the best sellers in the so-called low-price 3. And the 108-inch wheelbase is just right to assure a completely comfortable ride. Now, as you can see, the Lark is 3 feet shorter than the average car. Those 3 feet make a big difference when you're trying to find a parking space at a crowded street. And the turning diameter of the Lark sedan is only 37.5 feet. But the important point is this. Removing 3 feet of unnecessary overhang actually improves the riding quality of the Lark. You see, all that extra overhang actually causes vibration. It works something like a ruler that sticks far out beyond the edge of the desk. When I snap the ruler, it twangs like this. The same thing happens with old-fashioned cars, and that vibration hurts the quality of the ride. Now, let's take a ruler with a short overhang, like the Lark's. When I put this short ruler on a desk, hold it with one hand and snap it like this. The vibration is quickly absorbed. The same thing is true of the Lark. Best of all, with the Lark's shorter overhang, you can turn up steep driveways without dragging the rear end and scraping the tailpipe. And talk about roominess. Why, just look at the Lark's trunk compartment. When I lift the rear deck like this, you see a sensible trunk compartment with 100% usable space, no odd-shaped nooks and crannies. And when you fill the trunk and close the deck, you know your luggage will be safe in any weather. The Lark is designed so that water runs off the rear deck just like it does off a duck's back. Here's another important point. Getting rid of the overhang, that excess weight, makes the Lark safer to drive. That's right. The Lark has more square inches of brake lining per pound of weight than any other car. And when you sit behind the wheel, you'll find you have control tower vision through the windshield and through the side and rear windows, too. Lady drivers don't have to lean forward and perch themselves on cushions to see where they're going. Now let me show you something else. The Lark is built by people who take pride in their craftsmanship. Listen to the solid sound of the Lark door. It sounds solid because it is solid. You see, the Lark uses a heavier gauge metal, and it has a heavier frame. It also has Studebaker's improved suspension system, which reduces body roll on curves. And just listen to the Lark's V8 engine. Powerful but quiet. You know, this V8 engine was specially engineered for today's driving needs. It's available with regular, overdrive, or automatic transmission. The Lark V8 engine gives improved performance with regular gasoline, 20 to 30% improvement in fuel consumption, and a 10 to 14% improvement in performance. In fact, the Lark V8 came out on top in the recent mobile gas economy run. Over the entire 1,898-mile distance, the Lark V8 averaged 22.28 miles per gallon of gas, more miles per gallon than any other V8 car in any class. And you get even better mileage with the Lark 6-cylinder economy engine. Either engine is so quiet, you can hear your wristwatch tick over the engine's purr. With the Lark, you have quick, easy acceleration, power to get you out of highway trouble situations fast. And as for style, the Lark has crisp, clean lines and functional single headlights and tail lights. And note how the chrome is used to accent the lines. It doesn't dominate the appearance of the car. The inside is attractive, too, appeals to the ladies and the men. The fabrics are colors always in fashion: beige, green, brown, blue. Good taste inside and out is one of the hallmarks of the Lark. Best of all, the Lark is the really economical American car. It costs less to buy and operates on a tight budget. Remember how the Lark V8 performed in the mobile gas economy run. More miles per gallon than any other V8 in any class. There is less maintenance on the Lark, too. Front and rear bumpers are interchangeable. Fenders and grills bolt on and are easy to replace at low cost. And insurance rates for the Lark are lower than on the Big Three. In fact, the best evidence that the Lark is a really economical car comes from the fleet operators. That's right. Fleet operators, men who watch their pennies closely, are buying Larks. So far this year, more than 362 fleet owners have purchased Larks. 20 state governments, 43 county governments, and 130 municipalities have replaced their former cars with Larks. And while Lark sales generally are 3 times what they were a few months ago, fleet sales are up more than 5 times. Yes, Studebaker means economy. See those Studebaker trucks? Well, Studebaker makes the lowest price half-ton pickup in the industry today. Every model ranging from the half-ton to the heavy-duty 2-ton is designed for economical operation. You can choose one of the 2 6-cylinder engines or one of the 2 8-cylinder engines with direct or overdrive transmission and still be sure of savings in operating costs. That's why Studebaker is selling several times as many trucks today as it was just a few short months ago. Let me sum it up. The rise of the Lark is probably the most outstanding event in the American automobile industry today. And it's proof that Americans really want the kind of car they said they wanted. A convenient-sized, smaller car with improved performance and ease of operation. A really economical car that doesn't compromise with traditional Studebaker quality. This year, the car of the year is the Lark by Studebaker.
Thanks, Ron McAllister. It's easy to see why you're setting sales records. And now we'd like to invite you, Studebaker dealers and dealer salesmen, to tell us what you think about the Lark. When you turn the last page, you'll see a questionnaire. Read the instructions, answer the questions, and send them in. Remember, when you do, you'll receive bonus prize points in the new Studebaker Rise and Shine sales campaign. You'll find complete details and mailing address right on the questionnaire. This is Jim Adams for Studebaker, wishing you good luck and good selling.
was exactly 100 pages. That was a lot more than I was expecting, that's for sure. There we have it. This thing is hopefully now fully archived. If you're watching this video, it is fully archived. Everything's up on archive.org, link in the description, and obviously what you saw throughout the video. Absolutely incredible. This is a super awesome find, and I'm very glad to be able to archive it.